Okay, hello guys. So I titled this Black Women Don't Owe Anybody. And what I mean by that, I'm talking about in general. How people want to expect so much out of black women, how people want to expect black women to actually think that you are equal to all of these other groups of, people. And yeah, you're equal as a human, but how you're treated in, I would say, society, how you're seen is not equal. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. We're in a world of duality. Some people can transcend it if they really work hard at it. But for the most part, most people are in the world of duality. And that means a group of people have to be at the top and a group of people have to be at the bottom. In order for people to be at the top, there has to be somebody at the bottom. And we know who the group of people at the bottom are. And that's why it's hard to for certain groups to get to the top. But here's what I want to go into where black when I say black women don't own, don't, excuse me, black women don't owe anybody anything because somebody had to be the sacrifice. And we know by now that black women have played the role as the sacrifice for a long time now. Okay. And so at this point, it's time for black women to save their energy for themselves. And I'm talking about the black woman who can actually understand. I know this is not going to be a message that all of them take heed to, and I'm not expecting them to, but somebody's going to understand. Somebody gets it. Most people do. Most people who listen to my get it. But I just wanted to just kind of comment on this a little bit. Because I was talking to a friend and, she's volunteering at this place, and I get the area is very poor, but she puts a lot of her time. This is just an example of how black women constantly sacrifice their time, their lives, their skills for other people, for the betterment of society. But society does not pay black women back. Society does not want to pay black women back. And when the black woman wants to ask for one little thing that doesn't even equal up to half the amount of energy she has put into helping others, they call her a complainer. They look at her like she's wrong. This is why I say take everything back. It's time to be selfish. It is time to be completely selfish. And I don't mean selfish towards those who have been good to you. I don't mean that. Like if you know even a black man, a black woman, a white man, a white woman, individual people who might have done favors for you, have been good for you. I'm not saying don't do anything for them, or I'm not suggesting don't, give spend your energy or your life force with them because they've given their life force to you to help you in your dark time. I don't mean that. I'm just meaning in general how people just take so much advantage. True enough, yes, some black women may have an attitude, but beyond a shinkashay in the hood, I can see where some of this attitude come from. There's too much of black women giving their energy, giving their time, giving their life force to people who are unappreciative. I'm noticing that even, here and like it's nowhere is perfect. Don't get me wrong. Nowhere is perfect. But I was talking to a friend and she's volunteering at a place. Well, they don't have a lot of money. I get it. So she volunteers, but she volunteers full-time hours. And on top of that, she's so creative and talented that she used that extra talent to help put together things, right? And so when she brought up about how, the difficulty of, living and housing, and she needs something for herself, she's coming from her, she said that people looked at her as if she did something wrong. How can people look at you like you did something wrong when you give so much of your time and you can't get even the smallest thing in return? I get that the people that she's volunteering for are poor, but at some point, the city should owe her something. The city should owe her something. And this is just because this happens a lot with black women. That's just an example to make it real, to really make it real. This is what black women do. They're so giving. Their hearts are so big. And this is what brings about that resentment that a lot of Black women carry, because you give so much of yourself to people who don't think you deserve anything in return. And it's almost like when you're Black, you're a Black woman, especially. It's almost like this is the attitude that comes from people around the world. And I'm starting to see it because I am far away from America, far away from America. And this is the attitude. You're a Black woman, you give yourself to everybody. Because Black women, period, I don't care if she's African, like real African. I don't care. It's not just about the Black American woman. The Black woman is the sacrifice. I told you we're in a world of duality. The people who are at the bottom, who have to stay at the bottom in order for others to rise to the top, it is the Black woman. It's not even the Black man, it's the Black woman. She is the one who sacrifices her time and gives all of herself for everybody else to be comfortable. And when she asks for just the smallest thing, like a piece of chicken, she is seen to be complaining. Okay? And this is just what I observe. You guys can let me know what you think, but that time is over. It's over and done with for that. And like I say, when I say take your energy back in your life, I don't mean from people who've actually helped you in your life. I don't mean from that, but of course, I'm sure you guys know what I mean. I'm sure you guys are intuitive enough and intellectual enough to know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I was just got off the phone with a friend, and I just wanted to discuss that. That's horrible. And it's time for Black women to be as selfish as possible. Be selfish like these. This is the one time I'm going to say be selfish like these Caucasian ladies. Be selfish like these Caucasian ladies, okay? Take everything back. You don't owe nobody nothing. Black women have been a sacrifice too long. They've been a platform for everybody else to stand on for too long. And it's time for a Black woman to rise at the top, and whoever was at the top using a Black woman as that platform, they just going to be at the bottom. That's what's going to happen. They're going to be at the bottom, and the Black woman going to be at the top. But you got to take your power back. You got to learn how to practice to be selfish. And that is the purpose of pampering yourself and going on vacations as much as possible, and not necessarily with your family if you can get away from them. You know, not necessarily be on a vacation, but then still have to sacrifice your time to somebody else like your family. unless it's an even exchange, but like literally go and pamper yourself. Learn to be selfish more, because this is just sickening the way Black women are expected to literally deplete themselves of everything, every gift, every piece of energy. And the minute you ask for the smallest thing like a French fry, you're seen as complaining. That's awful. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon.